Anambra State government hands over solar-powered borehole to Abagana Health Center. Ileka St. Luke's Eke-Uke Road, West New Look. Federal government calls on Nigerians to support the fight against tobacco. Gun attack kills many in Virginia Beach, USA. Good evening. Glad to have you join us tonight on the news. My name is Maureen Stone Enujoke. As part of Governor Obiano's promises to delivering dividends of democracy to Anambra, a solar-powered borehole have been handed over to the management and staff of Abagana Health Center. The borehole, which will serve the maternity and India Abagana, was constructed by the state government through the Ministry of Public Utilities and Water Resources. Amaka Chibuzo Okoye filed the report, taken from here.
Over the project to the community and the hospital management, the Special Assistant to the Governor on Public Utilities and Water Resources, Mr. Titus Agwike, said that the Obiano administration is poised to catering for the need and welfare of its citizenry, which he shows in the development of all sectors of the state economy, including the communities in the state. Mr. Agwike maintained that the project, which is the best of its kind, was completed at the due time and called on Ndi Abagana to take ownership of the project.
I am proud that the project was initiated and completed in a recorded time. They tried to maintain the water because this is one of the dividends of democracy from the government of Chief William Obiano. If they maintain this project the way it should be, we will have.
The Assistant Chief Geologist in the ministry, Mr. Chukwuemeka Ohuogu, said that government has mapped out a new strategy in handing over projects to the community. The project is being constructed and stated that they will take ownership, operate, manage, and maintain the facility, adding that government will only come if there is something difficult for them to undertake.
The idea is for them to take ownership of the water scheme. It's for them to stop seeing it as a government project. Government can only come in if the community people can no longer operate and manage the scheme.
While appreciating the state government for the gesture, the President General of Abagana Welfare Union, Chief Ikem Onwade, maintained that the health center had been in their need of water supply. In her remarks, the matron of the hospital, Mrs. Ijoma Atukwase, promised that they will take good care of the water scheme.
We are happy that our governor, Willie Obiano, opened borehole for us. All the nook and crannies of the hospitals are tap running water. We are not lacking water again. We thank God for that.
For the contractor that handled the project, Mr. Osondu Ozumba extolled Governor Obiano for his wisdom to touch lives positively. From Abagana, Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
Over 50% reconstruction work has taken place at Igwe Ileka St. Luke's Eke-Uke Road in a Demile Council area. Staff reporter Blessing Ichedibia, who was at the community, observed that some roads in the community have been completed courtesy of the state government. The report.
Eke-Uke Road has been in deplorable conditions with deep gullies before the intervention of the state government. ABS News crew observed that greater percentage of the road have been sand-filled, graded with corresponding drainage channel at both sides of the road. Although, as at the time of this report, no worker was seen at the site, there were heavy-duty equipment at their camp, which the natives say were brought in few days ago. A resident of the area, Mrs. Oluchi Onwonyere, while appreciating the extent of work done so far, called on the state government to compel the contractor handling the project to go back to site and enhance the completion of the road.
Problem I want to be another appeal. To me na my na.
Blessing Ijedibia, ABS News.
It was a carnival of a sort as thousands of Anglican faithful of the diocese on the Niger converged on the All Saints Cathedral, Onitsha, for the 2019 Diocesan Homage and Vocation Sunday with the theme, Bring Peculiar Honors to Our King. The Bishop on the Niger, Right Reverend Dr. Owen Wokolo, presided over the Diocesan Homage service. The details.
Under the Diocese on the Niger, led by their archdeacons, took turns to pay their homage with various gifts, farm produce and displays, followed by other institutions, organizations and schools. The Bishop on the Niger, Right Reverend Dr. Owen Nwokolo, said today was set aside by the diocese to make formal appreciation with their talents and wealth to God for his too many blessings on them, adding that God owns everything, hence the need to acknowledge his lordship by serving and worshiping him. The bishop, who expressed happiness with the huge success recorded this year, thanked the Anglican faithful for their dedication and efforts.
We don't know how to thank him other than coming in large numbers, coming with our various talents, coming with our various professions to say, God, you have given us all these and we give them back to you. Use it for your glory.
Earlier in a sermon during the homage service, Venerable Ikechukwu Elobisi, in charge of Alo Archdeaconry, said homage is a time when Anglican faithful come to renew their covenant with God, rededicate themselves and show gratitude to God with sacrificial gifts.
There are three persons you give homage. Homage is like tribute. You give homage to God because he is our creator. And that is why we have gathered here. Two, you give homage to a king or somebody in authority. And that is the human aspect of it. Then, the one we normally neglect is that you give homage to the poor, to the needy. Very, very important.
The chairman of 2019 Homage Organizing Committee and Archdeacon Onitsha South Archdeaconry, Venerable Josiah Ofebu, expressed gratitude to the Anglican faithful for their sacrifices and contributions towards the huge success of the 2019 Homage.
This is a very important part of the service. Most of them that came to this service this year, I feel that their faith will be enlivened because they saw that we have a lot of people that are standing by our faith. So this is one of those things. So I believe it will help them to understand that we have a lot of faithful witnesses for the Lord Jesus.
The climax of the homage was the announcement of the results, where Onitsha Central Archdeaconry, led by Venerable Israel Auditor, took the first position under the Urban Archdeaconry category, while Oba Archdeaconry took the first position in presentation and numeric strength under the Rural Archdeaconry. Some of the diocesan projects were highlighted during the service, as well as blessing of businesses by the Bishop Ogochukwu Orano for ABS News.
Ichida Progress Union on Nature Branch has installed Board of Trustees, patrons, and ambassadors as partners in piloting the affairs of the union. The ceremony marking the official installation held at the Union Proposed Event Center. Nkwele Zunaka attracted dignitaries within and beyond the community. Staff reporter Odinaka Mwolisa completes the story.
Community, Ichida Progress Union was initiated to foster brotherhood and advance the progress in the area. In his opening remark, the chairman on the occasion, Chief Ndemeke Ebuna, said the vision of the founding fathers in establishing the union has materialized into fruition, appreciating those whose efforts have contributed in uplifting the community. In an address of welcome, the coordinator and vice chairman of the union, Ambassador Evergreen Ikechukwu Ezenwa, said the installation was strategized at sustaining and fostering developmental strides in the branch.
With the assistance of the members of the union, who, amongst others, nominated about 23 candidates for consideration, the Executive Council, after rigorous inquiries and in-house screening, came out with their both God-fearing and humble gentlemen for ratification by the General House, which subsequently brought more development and progress in IPU Onitsha branch.
Earlier, a guest and former chairman of Ohaneze Ndigbo, Chief Chris Eluomuno, who underscored their think-home philosophy, said that Nkwelle is fast-developing urban area, calling on all and sundry to take advantage of the hospitable and accommodating spirit. Speaking to the ABS, some trustees promised to record more fees for the Onitsha branch of the union. In an interview, some of the awardees, Sir Amamchukwu Okaf and Sir Anthony Ezane, alongside Chief Okudiri Ezemune, who was installed ambassador of the community, while appreciating them for the recognition, reassured of more purposeful services to God and humanity.
About to develop the site, so I believe that God Almighty will grant them all their wishes.
Presentation of certificate and plague formed the highlight of the installation ceremony. From Nkwere Ezunaka, Odinaka Mwolisa, reporting.
And still to come on the news, federal government calls on Nigerians to support the fight against tobacco. Gun attack kills many in Virginia Beach, USA. Stay on, we'll be right back after the break.
People look at me with pity. Opportunity are given to the others, even when I'm qualified.
Sometimes people don't see you for what you're really worth.
They cannot see that I'm more than this.
At Access Bank, we see you not for who you are today, but for who you will be tomorrow. Access, more than banking.
And glad to know you're still watching. The Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Health, Mr. Abdullahi Mashi, has urged Nigerians to support the fight against tobacco to avert lung diseases and other tobacco-related conditions in the country. Mashi made the call in Abuja at the commemoration of the 2019 World No Tobacco Day. This year's theme is Tobacco and Lung Health. Mashi said that the event sought to raise awareness on the magnitude of illnesses and deaths from lung diseases, including cancer of the lungs, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and pulmonary tuberculosis. He said that evidence had shown that the diseases could all be caused by direct tobacco use and exposure to second-hand tobacco smoke. At least 12 people were killed in Virginia Beach, USA, when a gunman opened fire at a municipal center, sending employees scrambling for cover before police fatally shot and killed him. Authorities said several others were wounded in the shooting, according to Virginia Beach Police Chief James Severa. A veteran employee of the Public Utilities Department entered the municipal center and immediately began to indiscriminately fire upon all the victims. Severa said police identified the attacker but would not disclose his name until authorities could reach family members. Police entered the building and got out as many employees as they could, then exchanged fire with the suspect who was killed, the chief said. The monthly fitness walk, popularly known as Walk for Life, has covered 90 kilometers since the exercise started October last year. This edition of the walk, which started at the open field at Amobia through the Amobia flyover to Yenisik temporary site, Regina Charlie, and terminated at the Dr. Alex Okweme Square Noka, with more participants, especially children, joining the fitness walk. Kenechukwu Chukodi has the details.
The chairman, Anambra State Sports Development Commission, organizers of the walk, Mr. Tony Oli, said the walk is progressing as more people are joining the exercise to benefit from the ultimate aim of keeping Anambra healthy and fit, assuring that the 120 kilometers target for the year will be met.
It's 8.5 kilometers, and this is the 8th edition. Technically, we've covered over 90 kilometers since we started, because Ibariam was 17.5 kilometers. So if you spread it with what we have done, last month and this month, you see that we have done, over, 90 kilometers. Our target, is to do 120 kilometers per annum.
Other notable participants who spoke, including the Principal Secretary to the Governor, Sir Willie Nwokoye, Commissioner for Work, Mr. Marcel Ifejiofo, Special Advisor to the Governor on Continuous Voters Education, Mrs. Amaka Akudo, amongst others, noted that the monthly work has helped them to remain fit and commended the state government for having interest in the well-being of Anambra. The work, which had its normal Ogene music tone, aerobic exercise, and fruit breakfast, has proved to be a healthy fitness advantage for Anambra, some of who showed their dancing skills during the work. From the Dr. Alex Ekweme Square in Oka, it's been Kenechukwu Chukwudi for ABS News.
Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/ABS TV online, and follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and also on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log onto our website www.absradiotv.com. And just before we go, a recap of the main points. Anambra State Government has handed over solar-powered borehole to Abagana Health Center. Ileka St. Luke's Ekuke Road, West New Look. Federal government has called on Nigerians to support the fight against tobacco. Gun attack has killed many in Virginia Beach, USA. And that's it on the news tonight. Thanks for watching. My name is Maureen Stone Enujoke. Good night and happy new month.
People look at me with pity. Opportunity are given to the others, even when I'm qualified.
Sometimes people don't see you for what you're really worth.
They cannot see that I'm more than this.
At Access Bank, we see you not for who you are today, but for who you will be tomorrow.